Even before the pandemic, remote or virtual teams were becoming more frequent. In fact, in some industries, they're now the norm. The expansion of talent networks and the vast improvements in technology and connectivity mean that the search for talent has become a global market. Companies are now competing for the best people across the world. But to do that, they need to master managing remote teams and projects. In this video, I cover some best practices for doing just this. Having run many remote teams over the years myself and now coaching several remote teams and companies, there are certain best practices that I follow. While working together in the same space every day has significant advantages, getting remote teams to work well can often be the best and only option. So let's have a look at 6 best practices for managing a remote team. Number 1, clarify roles and responsibilities. While this is true for all teams, clarifying roles and responsibilities for remote teams is critical. Knowing who is doing what and what they are not doing will ensure balls aren't dropped and allow people to work confidently, knowing their scope. A good idea is to have a one-page summary of each role on the team, describing their 8 to 10 responsibilities. Also include the key success metrics or KPIs that show what is expected on a weekly basis. Also include links, examples and templates to help clarify and set expectations. Number 2, define core processes and handoffs. Every business and every team have a set of critical processes that cut across functional roles. These need to be defined so people understand their roles in the overall system. Also assign an owner to the process who's looking across functions and departments to coordinate and optimize the flow. Without a defined way of working and someone to ensure success, balls get dropped and problems will quickly appear. Number 3, establish solid meeting rhythms. Remote teams don't have the natural rhythm of people arriving in the office, having lunch and ending the day together. These natural cycles are important to create a team rhythm. And if your team cuts across multiple time zones, this is an even bigger challenge. So setting up a weekly team planning meeting and a daily huddle creates a natural team heartbeat that will set a solid pace. Keeping these meetings to the same time every week and day and using a standard agenda and time frame will help establish them as habits for the team. Number 4, formalize informal meeting time. Remote teams don't have the benefit of ad hoc time together. There is no water cooler and they don't share the lift or elevator together in the morning. So it's easy to forget how important this time is to connect, to learn about people outside the office. This informal sharing is what builds team trust and respect, which is the foundation of any high performance team. For remote teams, this informal time needs to be formalized. Start each business meeting with 5 to 10 minutes of personal sharing and conversation openers. Also encourage teams to have video lunches once a week where everyone jumps on a group video call for 30 minutes to have a meal together. And consider things like lightning talks and team learning events. Number 5, invest in meeting tools. Remote teams are highly dependent on technology. Documents, chats, repositories, video conferencing, etc. are critical, and without them, the team would grind to a halt. Take the time to consider and select the best tools for the team, and then invest in high quality technology and training. Make sure everyone knows how to use each tool and the resources to take advantage of it. And pay attention to team members with constraints and challenges. A team will be as strong as your weakest link, and if you elevate them, you'll elevate the team. I've had some teams ship new computers with everything installed and configured so that they are up and running from day one. And number 6, meet in person quarterly. And while it can be a large investment for many teams, meeting in person for a day or 2 each quarter can go a long way in building better connections and relationships. The nature and depth of a connection that develops after spending a full day together in person is not something you can do online. And that connection will go a long way over the coming months to create trust and respect while people are working together remotely. The fact is that remote teams are quickly becoming the norm rather than an exception. As the competition for talent moves to the global stage, the companies who master these techniques will create a significant competitive advantage. If you'd like to discover more about how to improve the performance of your team, check out my online training course, High Performance Conversations. Or if you'd like to take the fast track to building a better business, you can consider business coaching. You can book a complimentary 15-minute call with me at timewithshane.com. In those 15 minutes, we'll find out if you are good to go on your own or if you could use some help. I'm Shane Spears of Summit Scale Coaching. See you next time.